Good morning, friends. Today we are talking about crickets and a little bit about grasshoppers too. We're going to talk a little bit about how they're different. But first, we're going to wake up our brains, so everybody needs to stand up and find enough room to stretch your arms without hitting anything so that we can crisscross our bodies to wake up our brains. So everybody stand up and put your arms out, and remember, your right hand is going to touch your left knee and your left hand is going to touch your right knee. You got to crisscross. We're going to count all the way to 20, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job, friends. Now you can go ahead and have a seat. We're going to read a story. And our first story is called Chirp, Chirp, Crickets in Your Backyard by Nancy Lowen. Chirp, chirp. Evening singers, cree-ee, cree-ee, cree-ee. What is that chirping sound? It seems to be coming from that bush over there. Cree. Now the sound has stopped. But look, do you see that brown bug tucked inside the bush? It's a field cricket. It was making that noise. Let's catch it and take a closer look. Field crickets are one of the most common kinds of crickets that you see in the United States. The cricket looks a lot like a grasshopper. It has big eyes and big hind legs, and it can jump up to 20 times the length of its body. And look at its long antennas. That has antennas. I have a little long antenna. Crickets hear with special body parts on the front of their legs. So they don't hear with ears. They hear with their special front legs. Crickets have wings, but most of the time they'd rather jump than fly. The male crickets put their wings to a different use. They use their wings to chirp, chirp, chirp. Male crickets lift their wings and rub them together to make a song. They're calling to all the female crickets, telling them that it's time to mate. Each kind of cricket has its own sound, so you might hear lots of different sounds from crickets. They don't all sound the same. After mating in late summer, the female cricket will lay eggs. She has a long pointed body part at the end of her abdomen, and the eggs pass through and are placed directly onto the dirt. And guess what? They can lay between 150 to 400 eggs. Isn't that crazy? The eggs take a long time to hatch. Fall will turn into winter, and then winter will turn into spring, and then finally, when the ground warms up and the plants begin to grow, the eggs will hatch, and tiny crickets will come out of the dirt. They look just like the adult crickets, but they don't have wings yet. They're called nymphs. The nymphs eat just about any kind of food, including leaves and roots and dead bugs and rotting fruit. A cricket that gets into a house might even eat cloth or paper. As a young cricket grows, it sheds its outer shell many times. This process is called molting. After molting 8 to 10 times, a nymph will become an adult. They're molting just like some of our other insects that we talked about. Crickets have to watch out for many predators, spiders and birds, frogs and snakes and lizards, they all like to eat crickets. Even larger animals like foxes and raccoons will eat crickets if they're quick enough to catch a cricket before it jumps away. Listen, it's a cricket concert out there. The males are trying to find females to mate with so that more crickets will sing next summer. Let's put this fellow back where we found him so he can keep singing his song. Ooh, there's antenna, there's front legs, there's wings and back legs. All of the parts of our cricket are on there. And that's the end of that song, or that book. But this right here is a picture of a grasshopper and a cricket. So we can see that they kind of have some of the same things. They both have antennas, they both have big eyes and big back legs, but they're also a little different. What do you see on here that's a little different? Yep, one is green and has a longer belly area right here. One is brown, and crickets can be brown or black. They've got different colors. They're usually a little darker than the grasshoppers. And crickets will have a longer antenna up here at the top than a grasshopper does. It's pretty neat when you see them side by side. If you're outside and you see them, you can do like we did with the fireflies. You can catch them for just a little bit and observe them and look at them, but then remember to let them go and be free and in the wild where they belong, okay? But if you can catch both of them on the same day, you can see how different they are up close and in your jar too. They are pretty different. Okay, next we're going to look at this row right up here. And these are all my little crickets. And they're all different sizes, and I already started. I put the little one, and then I put the next littlest one, so the smallest ones are going first. But then I got stuck. Which one is the next smallest one? At first I thought, oh, maybe it's this one. But then when I looked again, I said, I think that's the biggest one, so that one's going to be the last one, I think. So let's see. Is it going to be this one? Is this one bigger or smaller than this one? It's a little bit bigger. So this one right here is our next smallest one. So now we have these three. Which one of these would go next? Which one is the smallest? Is it this one? Is it the one in the middle? Or is it the last one? Which one is the smallest? You guys are right. It's the one in the middle. So now, with these two, which one would go next? Which one is the next smallest? Is it this one, number 1, or this one, the second one? You're right, it's number 2. It's the second one. And then that means that this one is my biggest one. They keep getting just a little bit bigger every time. Good job, friends. You guys did that really well. It starts small, and then it goes all the way to the biggest. Smallest to biggest. So now we have our second book, which is an Eric Carle book called The Very Quiet Cricket. The Quiet Cricket. But we just read a story about how crickets chirp, 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 chirp and make sounds all night. So why is this cricket being quiet? Let's find out. The very quiet cricket. One warm day, from a tiny egg, a little cricket was born. "Welcome," chirped a big cricket, rubbing his wings together. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. "Good morning," whizzed the locust, spinning through the air. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. "Hello," whispered a praying mantis, scraping his huge front legs together. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. "Good day," crunched a worm, munching its way out of an apple. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. This cricket still isn't making any sounds. "Hi," bubbled a spittlebug, slurping in a sea of froth. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. "Good afternoon," screeched a cicada, clinging to a branch of a tree. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. "How are you?" hummed a bumblebee, flying from flower to flower. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. "Good evening," whirred a dragonfly, gliding above the water. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. "Good night," buzzed the mosquitoes, dancing among the stars. The little cricket wanted to answer, so he rubbed his wings together. But nothing happened, not a sound. A Luna moth sailed quietly through the night, and the cricket enjoyed the stillness. He liked it when it was nice and quiet. But as the Luna moth disappeared silently into the distance, the cricket saw another cricket. She, too, was a very quiet cricket. And then he rubbed his wings together one more time. And this time, he chirped the most beautiful sound that she had ever heard. The end. She heard him sing the most beautiful sound. But now I'm going to keep a hold of the book for a minute because we're going to talk a little bit more about the story. So when we read the story, we always start at the front of our book. This is the cover page. This is what Miss Candice always reads. But when we start reading the story, I wonder if you can remember what happened next. We opened up our story, and on the very first page, what does it say happened? There was an egg that hatched with a cricket inside, right? So I'm going to grab this picture right here, which you can see just fine. It's a cricket coming out of the eggs. Now, before Miss Candice turns the pages, do you remember which one of these pictures happened next? Did he make a sound for the girl cricket? Or did he see the bumblebee? Do you remember what one happened next? Let's see if you were right. The next one was the praying mantis. So the praying mantis was the second one that came in our story. Do you remember which one came next? It's the worm in the apple. The worm in the apple was the next one in our story. So our cricket hatched and the praying mantis says hello. And the cricket doesn't speak. And then the worm is coming out of the apple and he says good morning. And the cricket doesn't say anything because his wings wouldn't work right yet, did they? So then which one came next? Is it the bumblebee, the mosquitoes, or the girl cricket? Which one happens next? It's the bumblebee. He sees the bumblebee next. There's only two more left to choose from, friends. We have mosquitoes and we have the girl cricket. Which one happened next? All of these mosquitoes happened next. The mosquitoes was the next part of our story. Which means at the very end, we see that he finds the girl cricket. You guys just helped me retell the story. We read it and then we went through it again to see if we could remember the right way that the story went and put it back in the right order. Good job, friends. You did that. You did it really well. And next, we're going to move over to our craft time. So if you have your craft supplies ready, you can do it on the floor, you can do it on the table, wherever you're going to do your craft. Parents, please remember a stapler. You're going to need that with you today. So everybody can stand up and go to wherever they're going to do their craft, okay? And today for your craft, we're going to make this silly hat Miss Candice has been wearing this whole time. Maybe if I can get it off, huh? We're going to make this silly little cricket hat. This green one looks a little bit like a grasshopper, but it's a cricket. And you can use whatever color construction paper you have at home. So I made a green one yesterday to wear today. And then today I'm going to make a black one for a black cricket. So you should have a piece of black or a piece of construction paper, whatever color you want. You should have a white piece of paper and then a little piece of black paper. This is going to be for the eyes. So you need a little piece of black paper and then 2 pipe cleaners. Now, I'm using black paper for mine, so I have black pipe cleaners. Yesterday I used green, so I have green pipe cleaners. You can use whatever color you have at home. You're also going to need glue and and scissors, and the parents will need a stapler. We're going to start with our black piece, or our piece of construction paper. Mine is black. And you're going to use your scissors with your thumbs up in the little hole and your fingers in the big one so that we can open and shut. Open and shut. Just remember, thumbs up. You don't want your fingers to be facing the down. It's harder to cut. So give a thumbs up. And all we're going to do this time is cut your big piece of construction paper right in half. Open and shut. Open and shut. For right now, I'm just going to put those onto the side. I'm going to use them again later. Next, you're going to need your white paper. In your white paper, we're just going to cut out 2 big oval shapes for the cricket's eyes. So get your white paper out, use your thumbs up, and you're going to open and shut your hands and make an oval. You can make them nice big ovals. So that you can have some nice big eyes on your cricket. And then just set them to the side while you cut your other one. So now you have 2 strips of construction paper, and you have 2 ovals for the eyes. And now we need to make 2 circles out of your black paper for your eyes. So again, you're going to grab your scissors, give a thumbs up, and just cut a circle out of your black paper. Now this can be a medium-sized circle. We don't need a little itty bitty one, and we don't need a really big oval. It can be just a regular circle. There, friends. So now we should have 2 pieces of black construction paper, 2 white ovals, and 2 black circles. Now we're going to need your glue stick, and you're going to just glue your black circle onto your white oval. If you put it in the middle, then it looks kind of like this one where the cricket's looking straight in front of it. If you put it down here towards the bottom, it makes it look like the cricket's kind of looking down. And if you put it way up here, it looks like the cricket's looking up at the ceiling. I'm going to put mine in the middle so that he's looking straight when I'm wearing the hat. That way it looks like it's looking at you. So go ahead and put some glue on the back of your black circle. And press it onto your white paper and then count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there I have one eye finished. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my black paper and put some glue on it. And then I'm going to put it on the white eye and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, you're going to need one piece of this construction paper you have. If it's black or green or red or brown, whatever color you have. We're only going to use one piece right now. And then you're going to take your eyes and we're going to glue them onto it. Now, if you put your eyes right in the middle, it's going to hang down a little bit and it might be in your face. You might want to make sure that your eye is just right at the bottom of your paper, but not really hanging off too much. So we're going to take some glue, and I'm not going to put any glue on the top of this eye because it's going to be hanging off, only on the bottom part of my eye. And then I'm going to stick it right on my construction paper and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this eye. I'm going to put it glue on the back, but only on the bottom half because he's going to be sticking off of the paper. And I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now your cricket will look a little bit like this. So now parents, you can take the pipe cleaners and on the side here, you can staple it onto your hat so that they stay on a little bit better than with glue. Sometimes glue will work, but they tend to fall off when your child will move their head if you just glue them on there. So I like to staple mine on. And I'll have one on this side and one on this side. So it looks something like this at this point in time. And then this piece of paper, if it's black or green or whatever color you're using, this is just to make it fit around your head. So you're going to stick it on one end, and we're just going to staple it to make the headband part. And then you can put it around to see how big it needs to be before you staple it. Again, on the other side. So now you will have a band that goes around your head. Like that. Now, you can leave the antennas nice and long. That's what crickets usually do, have nice long antenna. But if you want to be fun and have fun with your silly hat, like I did here, you can fold your pipe cleaners however you want. You can just make them bend, kind of like the ants that we had. You can make them into a circle like I did with mine. You just turn the pipe cleaners however you want them to be. They move, they're flexible, so have fun with it and take some pictures and send them to us with you guys wearing your cool cricket hats so that we can see what kind of fun you're having and what kind of cricket you made. Did you make a green one that looks a little bit like a grasshopper? Did you make a black one that looks like a cricket? Or a brown one? Or maybe you made a pink one. I've never seen a pink grasshopper or cricket before, so that would be fun to see too. Now next week is Story Hour's break week, so there's no Story Hour next week, but on our Facebook page we're going to put a new list of supplies up because in just 2 Tuesdays, 2 weeks, we're going to come back and we're going to have a whole nother 6 weeks of lessons for you. Okay? So you guys all have a great couple of weeks and keep watching our Facebook page for all of our events and our supply list. Bye everyone.